Hey there, Delilah.
I definitely haven't heard that one before, though hearing my therapist reference a Plain White Tea song is a new one. Hi.
How have you been since the last time we spoke?
Since the last time we spoke? Well, I've actually been coping with the crushing anxieties of teenage reality in the middle of a global pandemic, signaling the end of time. How are you? Fine.
How's your week been? How's school?
Online. How am I feeling about it, you mean? I'm dandy.
Could you expand on that?
On dandy? Denotatively, Merriam-Webster defines dandy as a man devoted to his style. But seeing as I do not possess the genitalia or heightened testosterone for such a definition, I fall under the second definition. Excellent.
Delilah, please. I can't help you if you won't cooperate.
Fine. You want to know how I'm feeling, Cathy? I'm feeling disparaged, dejected, dissatisfied, dilapidated, distressed, delusional.
Okay, I'm very happy to see you still have an extensive vocabulary, Delilah. What do you think is causing this discomfort?
Well, Kath, you are right. My vocabulary is off the charts now that the libraries are closed and my Hulu subscription is canceled. I've been reading the dictionary, sharpening my tongue. Discomfort? Well, other than the fact that it most definitely grown out of these genes, it could be because the FBI's tuned into this meeting and has seen more of me than any teenage boy has in my 18 years of life.
Please call me Dr. Chang. And Delilah, I know you and I haven't been seeing each other for a long time
I
necessarily.
don't know, Doc. I was thinking you should come home and meet my parents soon since we're getting so serious. Oh, wait, they pay you.
I think something is bothering you. And maybe I'm wrong, but in my experience, when you choose to be snarky, you're just being defensive. So, if you'd like to talk about it, I think that would be much better use of our time and your parents' dollar.
First of all, Doc, I do not choose to be snarky. I am snarky. Secondly, while I do enjoy being peppered with questions about my feelings, I'll make you a deal. I'll open up my quaking teenage heart to you, lay out my problems, and you, in turn, will stop asking me how I'm feeling. Because obviously, I'm not feeling, what was my word? Dandy about being locked in my house to contemplate my every action.
I cannot make that promise since my job is quite literally to talk about your feelings. I can promise that you don't have to be feeling okay. Whatever you feel is natural and it doesn't always have to be good.
Yes, yes, I know my life doesn't have to feel like Sesame Street. Fine. I'm feeling lonely. I'm feeling unsettled. This quarantine has me wildly introspective, and you were right. I am bothered by something.
And what is that something?
Obviously, I'm a wildly independent woman with inner strength and all that bullshit, but oh God, I can't believe I'm gonna whine about boys to you. But a teenage testosterone sack has gotten the better of me.
So it's a boy then. What's his name?
I knew I was gonna regret this. I think you're strongly misreading the situation. This isn't like a cutesy crush trope from a Netflix original starring Noah into blah blah. Liam is my best friend. Or was, I guess. I don't know.
That's all right. You don't have to label your relationship. Tell me more about him.
I knew she was gonna say some stupid shit like that. Ugh, labels. Yeah, well, the lack of labeling is what we didn't agree on.
Dr. Chang.
If I have to call her Dr. Chang, then she has to call me Her Royal Highness Delilah Green. We were friends, Liam and I, like best friends. I don't know, it felt like more. And I knew that was bad, so I didn't say anything. But I don't know. I was talking to my friends about it, and one of them said to abandon ship, but the others thought I should go for it. And I don't usually dive headfirst into prepubescent peer pressure. I can handle stuff like this myself, but majority rules because I'm a big believer in democracy, and I just had one of those disgusting 2011 YOLO moments, and now it's all a flaming garbage fire. Shit. Well, do you think she'll need me to expand?
Why was your initial reaction to having these feelings that they're bad?
That's what she's focusing on here? My reaction to my feelings for Liam? Not the garbage fire fuck up I caused? I don't know. Because we were friends and friends aren't supposed to feel that way? Or maybe they are, but we weren't. That's not what was supposed to happen, and it didn't go well, and I lost control.
Lost control of what exactly?
I don't know. I shouldn't have told him. It ruined everything. Everything's weird now because I don't know what he's thinking, and I thought I did. I, I always know what he's thinking.
You keep returning to this idea of what should happen or what you're supposed to do. Have you ever considered that those expectations you place on yourself are hindering you?
Kath, you have a degree in brain science, right? You know that the world and every system within it has an order. My brain fires off signals that make me do certain things and feel certain ways, just like friends act in certain accordances. They follow certain rules and patterns and laws. Liam and I had always followed the rules, and then I broke them. But it's because that's what he wanted. I mean, that's what I thought he wanted.
And what made you think that?
I don't know, we sort of acted like a couple. We would talk to each other 24/7 about everything, and he would tell me things he wouldn't tell anyone else. He made me laugh too, like crazy, and we worked really well together. No one else could recognize my quirks and my flaws. I'm good at hiding them, but he could see past what you like to call my snarky defense mechanisms, and he was so smart. He knew everything, and he paid attention to me. I think that's what convinced me that there could be something there. It's what made my friends think that he liked me at least. Like, if he walked into a room, his eyes would find me immediately. Or if we ever went anywhere, he would always save me a seat. He called me at any time of the night. He trusted me with what was bothering him, usually who was bothering him, and took my advice. No one else listens to me like that. And I get why. I do it to myself. They can't get past my sarcastic bitch mode, but he could. Liam always could.
It seems like you care a lot about him.
I did. I still do. I just don't know how it all got so complicated.
When you told him how you felt, what did he say?
He said he needed time to figure things out, to figure out how he felt. That was 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard a thing. But we have been on lockdown, so maybe that's why?
I can understand how that would be difficult for some people, but I still think if he really cares about you as much as you say he does, he would have responded.
He cares about me. He does. He cares about me, just not for me in a romantic way. He shows how he cares about me all the time, just in different ways. But he doesn't care for me, and that's the problem. I was wrong. I failed. I read him wrong, and now I ruined our relationship, and he isn't talking to me. And I don't know, he has kind of a hard time figuring out how he feels, and I shouldn't have taken the stability of friendship away, pressured him into loving me and caring for me. I was his friend, and it was selfish of me.
Delilah, you haven't failed at anything. You took a risk, and that's something to be celebrated, even if the end result wasn't what you were hoping for. It takes a lot of courage to tell someone how you feel.
No, Doc, you're wrong. I did fail. I failed in my job as his friend, as the person who supports him no matter what. Celebrate risk? You celebrate our graduations and birthday parties. This isn't something to celebrate. Liam's always telling me that I'm too defensive, too scared to take a risk and, I don't know, express myself or my feelings. But I took the risk and it ruined everything.
Why is it your duty to keep this friendship alive? Why do you have to take all of the responsibility in this situation? Doesn't Liam have the responsibility to respond to you?
I don't know. I have support. I have you. I have my family. Things aren't as good for him. I have to be there for him because he wants me to be there for him, needs me to be. He chose me to be there for him, and he does again and again. And I didn't choose him this time. I chose myself.
Choosing yourself is not the same as being selfish. As much as you want to help people, it's not your job to be there for him. A good friend is not the same as a therapist, Delilah. If he's placing all of his burdens on you, that is not healthy.
But I asked him to. I wanted to be his friend and know everything about him so I could help him.
Do you consider whether that was being reciprocated?
Reciprocated?
Were you, as Liam's friend, being supported? Was he choosing to be there for you, or were you simply a tool for him to cope?
Way to be harsh, Cathy. He isn't using me, if that's what you're implying. He's not like that. He supports me. He comes to all my swim meets and he helped me with my applications. He edited all my essays, told me what stuff was too Delilah for them. And he always checks in on me, on my love life, tells me how to read guys and explains to me which guys are sleazy. He knows what's right for me and how to make me at my best. And yeah, I guess he relies on me a little more for some stuff, but that makes me happy. I need him to. It feels good to make things better for him.
Why does that make you happy, Delilah? Making him happy.
Because I love him. He's my best friend and it feels good to be needed by him. It feels right to not be overthinking and to just be someone to him. It's disgustingly simple. Or it was, but then I got in my own head and I started overthinking everything and overanalyzing every move I made and every move he made. And
Delilah, can you expand on what you mean by that? By overthinking your moves and Liam's moves?
expand. She wants me to overthink how I overthought?
Delilah, I know it's difficult to try and explain these feelings and ideas to me, but
No shit, Cathy. You're sitting here in your swivel chair behind a virtual wall of protection, asking me to explain why he breaks me and why he has the power to break me. Me, Delilah, the girl with nails for words who somehow can't get past the boy. Because she's desperately lonely and he makes her feel less broken. He tells her she's prettier than any girl at school, but he flirts with them and Snapchats them while she's asleep. He says, "Love you" every night, but he never really means it. He holds her hand downtown, and all of her friends tell her it's something real, and then she can't help but second guess everything she's ever known. And she's stuck asking herself, how did I get here? How did I lose control? How did I lose myself in loving a boy that will never love me back? How did I trick myself into thinking that he could love me when I threw this wrench into a perfectly good relationship? When I asked for too much, too out of the blue. Why do I break everything?
Delilah, you've done nothing wrong. You're not broken or lost. Feeling lonely is completely natural, and that's okay. What isn't okay is the fact that you're giving 100% to a boy that gives you nothing.
No, he doesn't.
Delilah, you fell for someone who you believe is your best friend, but I think you might want to reconsider your friendship as a whole.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You said he tells you he loves you and calls you pretty, but he flirts with the girls he compares you to. He softens your words in your applications because he thinks the authentic version of you needs to be stifled. He dismisses other boys who look at you and says he's protecting you. He calls you every time he's hurting and expects you to fix it. It seems to me that everything in his life and yours revolves around him. Is that a relationship you want to have?
I don't know. I thought it was. I thought he was what I wanted.
Has Liam ever been interested in your goals, Delilah? In your aspirations and what you want to do?
Not really. I mean, he was when I brought them up, but even then, I always had to ask him to care.
And what about his goals? Are you interested in them? Do you listen to him when he talks?
Yes, of course. Always. I even helped him set up a LinkedIn page for that internship he wanted to get this summer. I always made an effort to listen, even when I didn't know what he was talking about. I can't believe this. I can't believe I've been this stupid and it took Dr. freaking Chang to help me figure it out. I've always hated those girls, the ones who blindly follow a boy, who manipulates them into doing whatever he wants. And now I've become one? I feel like an idiot.
Delilah, I know this is hard to hear, but I think it might be more of a blessing that Liam hasn't reached out to you. I think your life might be better without him in it.
I hate to admit this, Kath, but I think you're right. I think I'm done with putting him before me.
That is very empowering to hear. For your next session, I want you to make a list of statements or affirmations about your self worth. For example, one could say, I refuse to let the people I care about walk all over me, and more like that. Make sense?
For sure, Doc. We all know I'm great at completing homework.
Okay, well, then I'll email you the time for our next session. Have a good rest of the week, okay?
I'll try my best. Okay. List of affirmations.
Hey, are you free to talk? I know things have been weird, but I really need you. Shit has gone down with my family and I don't know what to do. Can you call me?